read this called Nipissing Stillness. Lake Nipissing, not far from the Great Lakes, just off to the side really, was part of the route that the voyageurs used centuries ago to travel from Montreal to the prairies. But it's a shallow lake, and you expect the water to be turbulent. But on this day, it was still. More still than I'd ever seen water before. And we were going out on a ferry, pontoon ferry to these 5 islands called the Manitous. The Manitous. And to the Nipissing First Nation tribe, the Manitous are the home of the Great Spirit. And there's stories about these islands. They have never been built on for centuries. There's a story that the Nipissing people who were defeated in battle fled to these islands and were perishing. And they asked a wise woman in their tribe to go and get help. And she did. But when she came back, there was no one there. There was no sign of struggle, nothing. So the islands have got this hauntedness about them. So try to picture this lake and the water so calm you can't imagine. The afternoon pontoon ship plies, its engine purrs. A giant feline carries me to the sunny islands. Water moves in patterns of stillness like long radial waves, in flights of slight undulations. Each low swell a far expanded wing. Sandflies envelop the chief commander too, named after chiefs of the Nipissing people going back to the War of 1812. The insect swarm doesn't bite. Other boats alter the delicate fluid designs. Timid uniform swells, utterly parallel at times, across the whole open blue grayness. Creases, shaving nicks, mark the lake's face. Tender young skin ripples, no whitecaps or peaks or trunks. The ferry pushes on through crossing formations, cross paths of invisible birds. Quietude deepens. The high sun builds a tall water pillars that shimmer and vanish in the depths. A shallow lake easily aroused, so placid. Nearing the 5 islands, its appearance changes. Dim movement annotates the tranquility. One landfall slides past off the port, revealing further drops of green earth in the background. Serene, varied greens, white, sandy beaches. A flotilla of ducks pass between the islands in the distance, a black line moving across the heat haze. The biggest island untouched, a broadleaf forest down to its shore, a floating plateau of the Precambrian shield. In the straits, the surface adornment changes to tiny ribs of plaid. Sacred islands carry, in turn, a curse. Story of starvation after war. A native woman with special powers sent to bring help returns to the islands to see all its dying survivors gone. Not a trace, not a bodies of belongings or of violence. A caldera of volcanoes millenniums ago gives the shaped quintet an insular symmetry. No wave whites break around rocky outposts. Islands of the sky look linked, blood-bound by a hidden desire. On beached lands, sound of silence is playing in the lost background from the cruising boat's horned loudspeakers. Taunt lines, wrinkles, aging marks, sound marks. The half waves resemble the moving backs of abundant shiny fish. Lines crisscross, the lakes pointed with subtle chainmail, each subdued rise and fall joined, minor crinkles over the deeper oscillations, each flowing miniature blemish like a scratch. The engine kneads and claws. The boat turns from turns from the islands back towards its home harbor's speech. Unhindered light creates the mirage of glowing curtains, like a reversed northern lights rising from rolling festivity. Cirrus reflected in a uniform screen. The wake's intricate white beam trims the constant dark blue-gray. Suddenly, calm water of Nipissing is intimate with my dreams.